The year was 1959. A brutal, unforgiving winter gripped the Ural Mountains. Deep in Soviet Russia, a remote peak loomed. Its local Mansi name, Kholat-Syakhl. Translated, it means dead mountain. A chilling name, isn't it? It hints at something dark, something ancient, something that perhaps should be left undisturbed. This mountain held secrets that were about to claim new victims. It stood waiting, cold and silent under a blanket of endless snow. A group of 9 experienced hikers set out. They were young, strong, and full of adventure. Igor Dyatlov was their leader. He was a seasoned mountaineer. Their goal was a formidable peak, Otorten Mountain. They were well-equipped. They were skilled. They expected a challenge. They did not expect the terror that awaited them. This was supposed to be an expedition of triumph, a testament to their spirit and endurance. Instead, it became a legend whispered in fear. They planned to return by February 12th. They would send a telegraph, but the days passed. No message came. Silence. A heavy, dreadful silence from the heart of the frozen wilderness. What happened out there? What could possibly go wrong for such a capable team? The families waited. Hope dwindled with each passing day. The vastness of the Siberian landscape seemed to swallow them whole. The mountain held them captive. Something went terribly, inexplicably wrong. They never reached their destination. They never sent that telegraph. They vanished into the icy grip of the mountains. This wasn't just a case of hikers getting lost. Oh no. This was something far more sinister, something that defied easy explanation. The dead mountain lived up to its name, and the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident was born. When the hikers failed to return, alarm bells finally rang. A search party was assembled. They ventured into the hostile, snow-choked terrain. On February 26th, they found it, the group's tent. But it wasn't just abandoned, it was a scene of pure panic. The tent was badly damaged. Strangely, it had been sliced open from the inside. Why? What could make 9 experienced hikers cut their way out of their only shelter, especially in sub-zero temperatures? They found footprints leading away from the camp, barefoot prints, sock-clad prints in the deep snow. This was madness. Running from something, but what? The first 2 bodies were found soon after, Yuri Krivonashenko and Yuri Doroshenko. They lay beneath an ancient cedar tree, about a mile from the tent. They were dressed only in their underwear. Their hands were burned. It looked like they'd tried to climb the tree, or light a desperate fire. 3 more bodies were discovered, Igor Dyatlov, Zenaida Kolmogorova, and Rustam Slobodin. They were found between the cedar tree and the camp. They seemed to be trying to return to the tent, as if the initial threat had passed. Or perhaps they realized the cold was a greater enemy. Their positions suggested a desperate struggle, a struggle against an unseen foe, or against the brutal elements themselves. The scene was baffling. The remaining 4 hikers took months to find. They were discovered in May, buried under more than 10 feet of snow, in a ravine further from the camp. These bodies presented even stranger injuries. Nicholas Thibault Brignol had a severe skull fracture. Lyudmila Dubinina and Semyon Zolotaryov had catastrophic chest injuries, crushed ribs like they'd been hit by a car. Yet there were no external signs of impact, and Lyudmila was missing her tongue. What happened on that cursed mountainside? The official Soviet investigation concluded a compelling natural force was to blame. An avalanche, perhaps? It's a plausible theory. It could explain the sudden need to flee the tent, but many details don't quite fit. Investigators found no typical signs of an avalanche. The tent wasn't fully buried. Some items were still standing upright nearby. And would an avalanche cause such specific, brutal internal injuries? Then, there are the more chilling possibilities. Secret Soviet weapons tests. Could the hikers have stumbled upon something they weren't meant to see? Some reports mentioned strange orange spheres in the sky. Others noted a faint radioactive trace on some of their clothes. And the strange, almost orange tan on some of the victims' skin. Was it radiation? Or something else entirely? The Soviet era was shrouded in secrecy. Anything seemed possible. And what about the more outlandish theories? They always surface in cases like this. UFO involvement is a popular one. Those strange lights in the sky. Could they have been extraterrestrial? Some even whisper of the Yeti, the abominable snowman. Local Mansi legends speak of spirits and creatures guarding these mountains. Did the hikers disturb something ancient and powerful? These ideas stretch belief, but the facts are so bizarre they invite speculation. The injuries themselves are a huge part of the puzzle. Those crushed chests, the fractured skull, the missing tongue. Investigators said the force required was immense, yet no external bruising. It's as if they were squeezed from within, or hit by a powerful shockwave. This discrepancy fuels the endless debate. Natural disaster, military experiment gone wrong, or something truly beyond our comprehension. The evidence is a tangled web. Decades have passed since that fateful night in 1959, yet the Dyatlov Pass incident remains stubbornly unsolved. The case files were reopened in 2019 by Russian authorities. They reviewed the evidence. They considered new technologies. Their conclusion? An avalanche again. But for many, this explanation still feels incomplete. It feels too simple for such a complex and horrifying scene. Too neat for the lingering questions. The lack of definitive answers is what keeps this story alive. Every piece of evidence seems to contradict another. The tent cut from inside, the hikers fleeing underdressed into lethal cold, the bizarre and selective injuries, the reported strange lights, the faint radiation. Each detail is a breadcrumb, but they lead down different, confusing paths. It's a puzzle with too many missing pieces, or perhaps pieces that don't belong to the same puzzle at all. The Dyatlov Pass incident has become more than just a tragedy. It's a modern legend, a chilling campfire story rooted in terrifying reality. Books have been written, documentaries filmed, countless online forums dissect every shred of information. People are drawn to the unknown, to the idea that some mysteries are too deep, too dark to ever fully understand. The mountain continues to guard its secrets, silent, watchful. So what truly transpired on Kholat Syakhl? Were these 9 souls victims of nature's fury? Or did they encounter something far more sinister, something human or perhaps something not of this world at all? The snows of the Ural Mountains have long since covered their tracks. But the questions linger. They echo in the wind that sweeps across Dead Mountain. Will we ever truly know the fate of the Dyatlov hikers? Or will their story forever remain an enigma, frozen in time?